Welcome to Touchline Talk, where we explore the minds behind football's greatest tacticians. And today we spotlight Diego Simeone, his remarkable career, his tactical evolution at Atletico Madrid, and break down their thrilling Champions League win over Bayer Leverkusen, one of the hottest teams in world football last year, as they played them on January 21st, 2025 in the opening rounds of Champions League. At time of recording, Atletico Madrid find themselves second in La Liga, just behind Real Madrid, and fifth in the table out of 36 teams in the new Champions League format. So Atletico Madrid versus Bayer Leverkusen, an anticipated Champions League clash on January 21st of 2025, showcased both Simeone's tactical acumen and Atletico's famed resilience. In the first half of the match, Jan Oblak, who's one of the best goalkeepers in the world, great save on Fabian Wirtz from close range, diving, extending, keeping the match 0-0. And then Atletico goes down to 10 men in the 24th minute after Pablo Barrios was sent off for a rash challenge. Bayer Leverkusen capitalized with a goal just before halftime, gaining a 1-0 advantage. And as we go into the second half, despite being a man down, Atletico, as they always do, fought back. Julian Alvarez, what a signing for them. Often, probably underappreciated a little bit or in the shadow of Erling Haaland when he was at Manchester City. Alvarez equalizes in the 52nd minute with a man down, converting a precise counterattacking move. And then Bayer Leverkusen has a player get sent off in the 90th minute. And in the dying moments of the match, Julian Alvarez, with the brace, seals a 2-1 victory. And this result just demonstrates Atletico's enduring grit, their tactical adaptability, and the ability to capitalize in critical moments. When Atletico had a player sent off, Simeone shifted to a compact defensive structure to minimize Leverkusen's chances. The team relied on long balls to bypass midfield congestion, playing to Julian Alvarez's strengths in receiving and finishing and counter-attack. The second half adjustments highlighted Simeone's pragmatism as his tactical tweaks created opportunities despite the significant numerical disadvantage in playing out of a hole for such a long portion of the match. Simeone's tactical philosophy, his typical approach, traditionally was Simeone employs a 4-4-2 formation, prioritizing compactness, defensive organization, counterattacking plays, done this for years. Still see it even in this season where he'll go to that. It gives them some solidity in defense. Their hallmark is their disciplined defensive block. The players stay compact, cutting off passing lanes, forcing opponents wide, and then they hit on the counterattack. This team historically under Simeone transitions quickly in counterattack using pacey forwards, midfield runners like an Antoine Griezmann to exploit space. Set pieces. Simeone places significant emphasis on set pieces on the training ground, both defensively and offensively, leveraging physical players for aerial dominance. But his recent evolution to adapt to modern football, Simeone has added more fluidity and creativity to Atletico's play. Recently, he's experimented with a 3-5-2 or what can shift into a 5-3-2 to provide additional defensive coverage and solidity and allows wingbacks to contribute in the attack. This tactical shift has made Atletico more versatile and harder to predict. Simeone himself has managed some exceptional players during his tenure at Atletico Madrid, many of whom have thrived under his tactical system. And here's a list of the top players who have been pivotal to Simeone's success. You have players like Diego Godin, central defender, was there for about 9 seasons. The embodiment of Simeone's defensive philosophy. Godin was a rock at the back, known for his leadership, aerial dominance, and reading of the game. His iconic header against Barcelona secured Atletico's 2014 La Liga title. And it's just impressive to see these Atletico teams year after year find themselves competing in La Liga against the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid, two of the top clubs in the world. Koke, midfielder, versatile, tireless midfielder over the years. Koke has been the engine of Atletico Madrid's midfield for over a decade. Playmaking, intelligence, tactically, work rate, epitomize the Simeone ethos. Antoine Griezmann. Antoine Griezmann has had such an interesting career, great success at France, and at times his form has been just the highest of highs and at times mediocre as he's bounced around a little bit over the years. But 2014 through 2019, he was in his peak. Griezmann became the centerpiece of Atletico's attack with his creativity, clinical finishing, and ability to link in midfield and attack. He was a pivotal part in their 2018 Europa League triumph and has reestablished himself as a leader in recent years. He came back to the club in 2022, and although maybe not as pacey as he used to be, his tactical genius, his creativity, his ability to finish has seen him become an Atleti legend. Jan Oblak, he's been there now over a decade. Goalkeeper, cornerstone of Simeone's defensive success, typically known as one of the best goalkeepers in the world year after year, renowned for his consistencies, reflexes. I mean, we've been seeing this match against Bayer Leverkusen, his ability from point-blank range to get down and make a save, command of the box, his leadership, widely regarded year in and year out as one of the best keepers in the world. Gabi, defensive midfielder, was a captain, epitomized Simeone's gritty, no-nonsense style. His defensive discipline, leadership, and ability to control the tempo were instrumental in Atleti's successes during his time, including that La Liga title in 2014. Falcao, a striker, on his day and when in form, was absolutely class. Was a prolific scorer during his brief stint at Atleti, leading them to a Europa League title in 2012. And his lethal finishing and movement in the box made him one of the best strikers in the world. Saul, a midfielder with versatility, knack for scoring crucial goals, made him a standout. His spectacular goal against Bayern Munich in the 2016 Champions League semifinals remains iconic. Philippe Luis had two different stints there, 2010 to 14 and 15 to 19. Left back, combined defensive solidity with his attacking prowess, marauding runs, playing a key role in both defensive organization and their build-up play. Juan Fran, one of my favorite names in world football, right back, dependable fullback, vital in balancing Simeone's defensive structure with attacking transitions. Although his penalty miss in the 2016 Champions League final is bittersweet and Atletico lore. And then Diego Costa, an enigma himself, 2010 to 14 and then 18 to 20, world-class striker in his day. His physicality, aggression, knack for scoring in and around the net made him a perfect fit for Simeone's counterattacking system. His 27 goals in the 13-14 La Liga season were key in their La Liga title win. And let's not forget players like Fernando Torres, a club legend who brought experience and leadership during his second stint with the club. David Villa, who played a crucial role in the 13-14 title-winning campaign. Arda Turan, creativity and flair balanced in Simeone's otherwise gritty midfield. And Yannick Carrasco, his dribbling and unpredictability add a dynamic element to Atleti's attack. These players not only exemplify Simeone's tactical philosophy, but also help shape Atletico Madrid into one of Europe's most resilient, year in and year out, and formidable teams in the world. Diego Simeone's managerial journey. Simeone began his managerial career in Argentina, leading clubs like Racing Club, Estudiantes, and River Plate. His European breakthrough came in 2011 when he took over Atletico Madrid. A former player to the club, Simeone's deep connection to Atletico allowed him to redefine its identity. In his early years, Simeone transformed Atletico from a mid-table team into a European powerhouse. He secured La Liga in 2014, breaking the Real Madrid-Barcelona duopoly, and led the club to 2 Champions League finals in 2014 and 2016, narrowly losing both to rival Real Madrid. Simeone's Atletico has also claimed 2 Europa League titles in 2012 and 2018, demonstrating his knack for delivering on the big stage. Simeone's success as a manager stems from his intense personality, tactical acumen, and ability to create a cohesive, hard-working club culture. His approach to managing players, handling the media, and building a competitive environment is integral to his identity as one of the most distinctive coaches in modern football. His relationship with players, he's seen as a motivational leader, thrives on inspiring his players to exceed their limits. His fiery passion and belief in collective effort sets the tone for his squads. He fosters a family-like atmosphere, emphasizing loyalty, unity, and sacrifice. And his players often describe him as a father figure who demands their very best. Diego Simeone values players who are willing to work hard, press relentlessly, and put the team first. We've seen star players at the time like Antoine, Griezmann, Diego Costa buy into this vision, sacrificing personal glory for team success. Disciplined, Simeone is a meticulous planner who demands that every player understands and executes their role in his tactical system, especially in defense. Even creative players are required to contribute defensively, which has elevated the team's consistency and resilience over the past decade. Adaptability, though. Simeone understands how to adapt his approach based on the personalities and the strengths of the players. While he pushes veterans to lead, he nurtures young talents over the years, like a João Felix, Rodrigo de Paul, ensuring that they grow within his systems and can be standouts for the club in the years ahead. Simeone has had a unique relationship with the media, often seen as intense or defiant. He portrays this intense, combative demeanor in front of the media, mirroring his on-field coaching style. He's on the pitch, off the pitch, he is himself. He uses press conferences to reinforce Atletico's underdog mentality, even playing that up to uncomfortable degrees at times, and motivates his team while deflecting pressure from individual players in those press conferences. He's also a master of mind games. He's skilled in creating narratives that frame his team as warriors, fighting against adversity, becoming an underdog, even though they have established themselves as a top contender in La Liga year in, year out, and as well as in the European competitions. And this helps to galvanize and create identity for both the players and the fans. He's occasionally used media interactions to criticize referees or question opponent strategies, further building his siege mentality. While often guarded, Simeone isn't afraid to call out his team, to be transparent and honest of what went wrong, to create a level of accountability with both players and supporters. Key traits of his style, he's got emotional intensity more than any manager in the world. His energy is contagious, whether pacing the sidelines or celebrating goals in crazy fashion with unrestrained joy. He embodies his team's fighting spirit. Pragmatism over perfection. He values results over the aesthetics. He's fine sitting in a low block and hitting on a counter. His tactical plans often prioritize his defensive solidity, counterattacking precision, and grinding out victories, loyalty, and continuity. He himself has been now at the club well over a decade and has cultivated long-term relationships with players and staff, fostering a stable environment. Veterans like Koke over the years, Diego Jan Oblak, and Antoine Griezmann exemplify his emphasis on loyalty and how that's embodied in the club. In building the Atletico identity, Simeone transformed Atletico into a club that thrives on grit, determination, and resilience. He created a new culture there, and his influence extends beyond the pitch, shaping the cultural identity of the club. Diego Simeone's management is characterized by his ability to forge strong bonds with his players, instill a fighting mentality, and use the media to rally his team. His blend of tactical expertise, emotional intensity, and psychological acumen has made Atletico Madrid a consistent force in European football. Simeone's tenure at Atletico is a testament to his tactical mastery, leadership, and ability to extract the best from his players. I think this is an important lesson if you're a fan or if you're a coach at any level of what's the culture that you're bringing. And do you embody that culture naturally? I think Simeone has been the master of that. There's a lot of times where you'll see a manager come into some big club and just doesn't seem to identify with the players, the locker room, doesn't seem to identify with the town, the city, the supporters. And this is important. How do you bring a culture with you? How do you understand the culture that already exists? And how do you actually build on that? How do you do something with that? Simeone has done that well. Hey, you know what? Yes, they might be in the top 3 of La Liga year in and year out, but he considers themselves and carries themselves like an underdog to the giants of Real Madrid and Barcelona. When they get into European competition, same things. Oh, we're just little old Atleti when they are a massive club. He keeps that mindset and mentality to galvanize the fan base, to galvanize the entire club. And so as you're leading anything in your life, but particularly a youth soccer team, high school soccer team, college age, or beyond, what is the cultural identity that you're creating that reflects who you are as a manager and as a coach, and what you expect and what you want your players to embody, but also what's the current identity? What's the identity of the town? What's the identity of the mindset of the club? How do you mesh that together? How do you forge that together? How is that expressed in things you do on the field, off the field, how you conduct yourself, how you support your players, the standard that you set in every training session, the standard that you set for match day, the standard that you set for off the field. Diego Simeone has embodied this well. He's created a contagious culture that people want to be a part of. When you think of a gritty, tactically smart team that wants to fight, and they did this against Bayer Leverkusen, right? Down a man early, find a way to get a goal, get back into the match, and then things open up at the very end, right? They weather the storm. It's a player sent off in the 23rd minute, and then Bayer Leverkusen has a player sent off late in the match, and when they're even strength, they go for it, and Alvarez comes up with a brilliant goal at the end. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Touchline Talk by Soccer Perspective. Make sure to hit that like, that subscribe button. It brings directly to you every time that we release new content. And make sure that you're checking out all of the coaching videos, the library of videos and resources that we have available to help you grow as a fan or to help you on your soccer coaching journey. Stay tuned for the next episode coming out next week for more insights and analysis on Touchline Talk by Soccer Perspective. I'm Brandon Faust. We'll see you next time.